Jerry Jeudy is making $17 million a year for 602 yards and 2 touchdowns, and the Browns just made their final decision about his future. You're not going to believe what they decided.
What's going on, guys? This your boy, John the Liquidator, coming back with another video. So it looked like the Browns is finally making a crucial decision for Jerry Jeudy, 2026 season. Guys, for this one here, we got to go all the way up to Cleveland, and we got to jump right into this story. So one of the biggest red flags going into the season, at least from my point of view, and I know a lot of you guys' point of view, is Jerry Jeudy. What is going to happen with Jerry Jeudy? What is going to be the outcome? Will he still be the first come wide receiver, first check down pass? Is he going to be the number one guy?
Look, I'm going to be straight with you right from the jump. The Cleveland Browns just dropped a bombshell about Jerry Jeudy that's got the entire NFL world talking. And if you're a Browns fan, you better sit down for this one, because what I'm about to break down is going to either make your day or completely ruin it. Before we dive deep into this mess, do me a solid. Smash that subscribe button and hit the notification bell, because this story is developing by the hour, and you don't want to miss a single update on what's about to unfold in Cleveland.
Hi, this is Kay Cabot of Cleveland.com after the Browns' 26-8 loss to the San Francisco 49ers. So much drama in this game, during the game and after the game. But I want to talk a little bit about Shedeur Sanders, what is next for him, and the heated exchange that he had during the football game with Jerry Jeudy. It was caught by the CBS cameras. Those two guys going over something, a play on the Microsoft Surface, and just kind of arguing about it a little bit. Ethan Posich steered Jerry Jeudy away, but these two guys definitely were not on the same page about what they were discussing. And then afterwards, Shedeur talked about the fact that it's going to take some time to develop trust between those two, to develop timing, chemistry, and for them to get on the same page and see things through the same lens. And it's almost seemed like he was capturing what happened during the game, even though he wasn't directly addressing that. So the key here is those two guys have got to get on the same page as fast as they possibly can. There are 5 games left between the two of them, and this has got to go better. That's your starting quarterback and your number 1 receiver, and they have to get it together. And actually, I think Shedeur needs more time on task, of course, with Cedric Tillman and David Njoku and the rest of the starters. What's next for Shedeur Sanders? He is starting next week against the Tennessee Titans. He earned that with a pretty decent performance today. A nice touchdown pass to Harold Fannin and a few other things that he did well in this game to build on what he did in his first start. Of course, all the mistakes kind of wrecked the game for him and everyone. I'm talking about the 2 turnovers and the 66-yard punt return by the 49ers. But
all over the place when it comes to those type of decisions. But as of lately, judging off last year's draft, Andrew Berry looked like he kind of know what he's doing with fixing the team. Now, this article came out this morning right here, man, and I instantly jumped on this because this is surrounding Jerry Jeudy. I know a lot of you guys want to know is what's going to happen with Jerry Jeudy. Is he still going to be the guy that says Browns make decision on Jerry Jeudy after Monken hire? Also goes on to say the Cleveland Browns have no plans.
Here's the deal. Jerry Jeudy is making $17 million a year. Let me say that again for the people in the back. $17 million. And what did Browns fans get for that money in 2025? A measly 50 catches for 602 yards and just 2 touchdowns. 2! You could throw your grandma out there and probably get better production than that. But here's where it gets really interesting. Despite what might be the most disappointing season of Jeudy's career, despite the sideline drama, despite the viral moments that had social media going absolutely crazy, the Cleveland Browns are bringing him back. That's right, Jerry Jeudy will be wearing orange and brown in 2026. Now, before you start throwing your remote at the TV or punching holes in your wall, let me explain why this decision actually makes more sense than you think, even though it hurts to admit it. You want to know the real reason Jerry Jeudy is coming back? It's not because Andrew Berry thinks he's going to magically turn into Randy Moss overnight. It's because the Browns are stuck in the exact same situation they're in with Deshaun Watson, financially handcuffed by a massive contract. Jeudy's got 2 years left on his 3-year extension at $17 million per year. If Cleveland cuts him now, they're looking at dead cap space that would absolutely cripple their ability to build this roster. It's the same nightmare scenario that's kept Deshaun Watson on the team despite everything that's happened. The only silver lining? After 2026, the Browns have an out. If Jeudy doesn't turn things around next season, his 2027 cap charge drops to just $7.15 million if they decide to move on. That's their escape hatch. But for now, they're riding this train whether they like it or not. We all saw it. Don't pretend you didn't. Jerry Jeudy throwing his hands up in frustration at Shedeur Sanders on the sideline. That clip went viral faster than you can say quarterback controversy, and it exposed something ugly brewing in Cleveland. Here's a guy who was supposed to be the #1 receiver, who made the Pro Bowl the year before, completely losing his cool because the ball wasn't coming his way. And Shedeur? He basically shrugged it off like Jeudy was just another guy complaining. Now, both of them came out later and said everything was cool, that they worked it out, that it was just competitive fire in the heat of the moment. But come on, we all know what we saw. That wasn't two teammates on the same page. That was frustration boiling over after months of disappointing performances and missed opportunities. The crazy part? We haven't seen another incident like that since. Maybe they really did squash the beef. Maybe Jeudy finally accepted his role. Or maybe, and this is what I really think, everyone just realized they're stuck with each other and decided to make the best of a bad situation.
To say, despite those issues, right? The Browns are expected to bring Jerry Jeudy back next season. Now, I did a video detailing y'all Jerry Jeudy making $17 million a year, bruh. So he's kind of in the same position as Deshaun Watson. Are they in a position to, get rid of him, dealing with all that dead stock? I don't think they want to do that. I believe he's going to stay. Now, Mary Kay spoke to the media the other day. She stated, despite the rough year, Jeudy will be back.
Mary Kay Cabot speaks about the Cleveland Browns. You listen. She's got sources deeper than the Mariana Trench, and when she says Jerry Jeudy is coming back with the expectation that he'll rebound with quarterback stability, you better believe that's coming straight from the organization. But here's what caught my attention. That phrase, quarterback stability, that's code for something bigger. The Browns are betting that whoever's under center in 2026, whether it's Shedeur Sanders, Deshaun Watson, or someone else, is going to unlock something in Jeudy that we didn't see this past season. Is that realistic? I don't know, man. At some point, you are who you are. Judy's been in this league long enough that we know what we're getting. He's not a true #1 receiver. He never was, and he probably never will be. He's a talented player who can make plays, but asking him to carry an offense? That's not his game. Here's where this whole thing gets really spicy. Miles Garrett went on record saying Shedeur Sanders is the guy right now. The job is his to lose. But then you've got these media personalities in Cleveland already starting to plant seeds about a quarterback competition. You heard it in that clip from ESPN Cleveland. They're already talking about giving Deshaun Watson another shot. Are you kidding me? The man was walking around India in a mink coat like Frank Lucas while his team was still dealing with the aftermath of another disappointing season, and we're supposed to believe he deserves another chance? This is the narrative I've been warning people about. Last year, it was Dillon Gabriel versus Shedeur. This year, it's going to be Deshaun Watson versus Shedeur. It's always something with this kid. Drake May didn't have to compete for his job. Sam Darnold didn't have a competition. But Shedeur? They're going to make him prove himself over and over again. And you know what? I think it's garbage. The kid won 3 out of 7 games he started, showed flashes of being special, and has every physical and mental tool you want in a franchise quarterback. But because his name is Sanders, and because Cleveland paid Deshaun Watson $230 million, Shedeur is going to have to fight tooth and nail for respect that should already be his. After the season ended, Jeudy posted something on Instagram that I think tells you everything you need to know about where his head's at. Some seasons teach you more than they give. Thankful for the growth, locked in for what's ahead. That's a man who knows he underperformed. That's a man who knows people are questioning whether he deserves that contract. And whether you believe him or not, that's a man saying he's going to come back better. I'll give him credit for owning it publicly instead of making excuses, but words are cheap. We need to see it on the field. $17 million a year demands production, and 602 yards and 2 touchdowns ain't cutting it.
As of right now, I think the Browns is going to make it an uphill battle for Shedeur in some shape, form, or fashion. They're going to try to create this narrative with Deshaun Watson, man. And I don't know. But just like Miles Garrett said, man, it's Shedeur's job to take. And I'm sticking true to that. I believe Shedeur Sanders is going to beat out everybody else. He won 3 out of the 7 games he played. Now, granted, he did lose 4, but it is what it is.
Here's what frustrates me about this whole situation. The Browns are so focused on trying to figure out their quarterback situation and defending their massive contracts that they're missing the bigger picture. This team needs weapons. They need offensive line help. They need playmakers who can actually create separation and make their quarterback's life easier. Jerry Jeudy was supposed to be that guy, but he's not. So what's the plan? According to reports, Cleveland is looking to add wide receivers in this year's draft. That's great, but that's what they should have done last year and the year before that. You can't just keep hoping that underperforming players are suddenly going to turn into Pro Bowlers because you paid them like one. The offensive line is another disaster waiting to happen. You can have Shedeur Sanders or Patrick Mahomes back there. If you don't give them time to throw and weapons to throw to, it doesn't matter. Kevin Stefanski is out. The Kevin Stefanski era is officially over, and Cleveland is bringing in a new voice. That new coach is going to have his own ideas about how to use Jerry Jeudy, how to build this offense, and who should be taking snaps at quarterback. This is actually the perfect opportunity for Jeudy to reinvent himself. New coach, new system, new chance to prove he's worth that contract. But it's also the perfect opportunity for the Browns to admit their mistake and move in a different direction if things don't improve quickly. Look, I'm going to give it to you straight. I think Jerry Jeudy has one more year to prove he belongs in Cleveland. If he comes back next season and puts up another 600-yard, 2-touchdown performance, he's gone after 2026. The Browns will eat whatever cap hit they have to eat and move on. But if, and this is a big if, Jeudy can get back to that Pro Bowl form he showed 2 years ago, if he can put up 1,000 yards and find the end zone 6 or 7 times, then maybe, just maybe, this marriage can work. The key is going to be the quarterback situation. If Shedeur Sanders wins the job and develops chemistry with Jeudy, I think there's a chance this works out. Shedeur's got the arm talent to get Jeudy the ball in space, and if Jeudy can get back to making plays after the catch, this offense could surprise people. The Cleveland Browns are bringing back Jerry Jeudy for 2026 because they literally can't afford not to. It's not about faith in his abilities. It's not about believing he's going to magically turn into the player they thought they were getting. It's about dead cap space and financial realities in the NFL. But that doesn't mean this is automatically a disaster. Jeudy's got talent. We've all seen it. The question is whether he can put it together consistently, stay healthy, and develop chemistry with whoever's throwing him the ball. If you're a Cleveland fan, you better hope he figures it out, because if Jeudy has another disappointing season, Cleveland's going to be right back in the same position they've been in for the past 20 years, overpaying underperforming players and wondering why they can't build a championship contender. Hit that subscribe button if you want to stay updated on this situation, because trust me, this story is far from over. The Browns are about to enter one of the most critical off-seasons in franchise history, and every decision they make, from the quarterback position to how they handle Jerry Jeudy, is going to determine whether this team finally takes the next step or continues spinning its wheels in mediocrity. What do you think? Is Jerry Jeudy going to bounce back, or is this just delaying the inevitable? Drop your thoughts in the comments and let's talk about it.